And we are back with Bullseye. Darek Sharp here with Caylee Cottrell. Speaking of back, great to have you, Caylee.
I'm so happy to be back. I missed you guys.
Of course, same here. And of course, we missed you. Not of course you missed us, but thanks for saying that. And Joey Johnston as well. It's been a while since the Bulls were at last on the football field. They're ready to get back on it on Friday night against Charlotte and start off conference play in a very challenging American. But as a refresher, it was a pretty good last game for the Bulls, 63-14 against South Carolina State. Joey Johnston, what stood out to you about that one?
Everything went right, a 35-point third quarter, offense, defense, everyone contributed, a lot of guys played. It was pretty much all you could hope for going into the bye week.
Yeah, and all aspects of the team scored. The interception return by Mac Harris, the blocked punt, as well as plenty of offense. 35-0 third quarter, he mentioned 58-7 in the third quarter this year are the Bulls, and 181-63 since the start of last season. Caylee, what are your thoughts on the season so far?
I mean, it's been super cool to even talk with Byrum and, him saying that, if defense is slacking, offense is going to pick it up. If offense is slacking, defense is going to pick it up. But it seemed like this last game, everything was working. So it's fun to see what it all comes together.
Working is an understatement, and we've all been working. We're ready to get back to it with the head coach and Byrum Brown. But let's, as a refresher, before we talk to Alex Golesh, get the cinematic recap of that win against South Carolina State.
A beautiful day, lots of sunshine, warm temperatures as we get set for a noon kickoff.
Talked about last night, this deal being a statement to ourselves. A focus that they can't match and an intensity that they can't match. Next play mentality, one play at a time. Leave no doubt what the standard in this program is.
Stubblefield trying to cap the drive. It's picked off. He was hit. Harris, one of the big linebackers. He's going to take it the distance. Stubblefield forced out, and he is sacked from behind. Trayvon Mitchell, his first sack of the season. Looking over the middle. Open man. Touchdown, South Florida. Jonathan Eccles. Time for Atkins coming from the backside. Stripped. It was Mac Harris again. Brown all day to throw, looking end zone, caught! Josh Porter's first touchdown grab. This was the 26-yard touchdown to Porter. Brown trying to fix that here. Deep ball caught by Nimrod right on cue. A 42-yard touchdown pass. Off on the first play to Nakai Davenport up the middle. Another big play for the Bulls. South Florida got there! And this should be a walk-in touchdown. It is! Scooped up by Ashton Mosley, the sophomore. 56-yard catch. Nimrod looking for the end zone again, and he will score! Byrum Brown and Chaz Nimrod on the same page today. USF breaks off another big one. Sam Franklin, the grad student from Little Rock, Arkansas, his first touchdown as a member of South Florida.
Finds a hole, pretty shifty run, breaks some tackles, gets into the open field, and he's going to take it to the end zone. How about that? 54 yards, and a lot of that was all on Sam Franklin.
South Florida with a convincing third win of the year over South Carolina State. Alex Golesh's third season is off to a flying start.
It's been a while. Great to see the head coach Alex Golesh again. Darek Sharp here with Joey Johnston. It's been a while, so we're not going to ask for a big recap of the last game. Let's get the recap of the bye, though. Did you get away from football, and what was the team's sort of ability to do so? And I know you're back at it now.
Yeah, no.
I figured that was the answer.
Yeah, no. You know what? We we allowed the guys to get some physical rest. It gave us an opportunity. These first 4 weeks were physically and mentally a good grind, and I mentioned it in the presser, but we think of it as 4 weeks, but really it had been about 9 weeks since we've gone basically every day, nonstop. So gave them a couple of days. We kind of restarted a mock game week on that Monday. We got on the field Wednesday, did a huge huge practice, our biggest practice really of the fall, with some Charlotte, some us. Then we came back Thursday and really did a run-through type practice, gave the guys Thursday night, Friday, and really Saturday to catch their breath. A bunch of guys went and watched their high school teams play. A bunch of guys got home. But Saturday was a Sunday for us with a Friday game, and so we were right back at it. And now we're in a normal game week. But gave us a chance as coaches, one, to prepare for Charlotte, get ahead, as they're on a bye week as well. So I don't know about ahead, but at least get even. And then it gave us time to do a bunch of self-scout on us. And then Thursday, Friday, went out on the road, recruited a bunch, and saw a bunch of our committed guys. We'll get another opportunity to do so, which was really, really good to get out and see some high school football. And then right back at it. So not just like a ton of time at the lake or
Makes
like Joey, I'm sure, took, but we.
I'd love to have a lake house.
Yeah, well, you're close.
Invite me to yours sometime if you would.
But it was good. It was really, really positive. I think the guys are refreshed, guys are re-energized, and I think we all kind of needed that a little bit.
So, Coach, you've been at this a while. You've had a number of programs. You play the non-conference games, and then you get into league play, which you start this week. What's different about league play? What kind of mindset do you have to have? And it's kind of a natural break here with a bye week, and then you get into league play. But what's it like now that we begin this kind of second season?
Yeah, I think the bye week fell at a really good time. It was a third of the season. It gave you the ability to kind of look back, and I think sometimes we get so caught up in the day-to-day. It gave you the ability to look back and say, man, what are we really doing well? And that's from a scheme standpoint. That's from a personnel standpoint. It gave you an opportunity to say, man, what are we doing not well? And so as much as there's kind of a reboot a little bit, I think there's a renewed focus on making sure that our detail is at a high level. It's the next game. I don't know that you prepare any different for a conference game. I don't think you look at it any different. I think what that week did for us is gave us the ability to reboot, reset, and now hopefully give us, in this next 4-game stretch, give us an opportunity to be the best version of us.
Okay, a couple things from South Carolina State. The first two can be brief answers. I think I know what they're going to be. Can we retire stressing the importance of time of possession, first of all?
Yeah, I've never stressed it. That's been stressed
I know you haven't.
by
I
your
know.
peers.
I kind of like the give and take, actually. I hope we keep it alive because I see the sarcasm come out sometimes.
I'll be honest with you, though. The last drive, we go out on the field, and I very rarely look at the stat board, right? I'm always looking at the clock, the shot clock, but I look at the stat board, and I'm like, man, 10 minutes and 23 seconds. I'm like, I'm going to have to answer for this. Now, mind you, we're up.
But a good 10-23.
Well, we're up 63 to whatever at that point, and I'm like, man, somebody's going to have a problem with that. So we hung onto the ball as long as we could, and we got it over 13 minutes, and hopefully everybody was happy. That is not the goal, but it's points per possession still continue to be the most important thing that we stress. And I will say this, the defense was out there for quite a while.
The other thing is safe to say we'll never have a game where there are 63 points and never having the ball in the red zone, which actually is what happened in that game. Now, 63 points, of course, this is self-scout portion of what you were speaking of. 35 of them in an incredible stage in the third quarter, but it took a while to get there. Slow starts, I know that's what you've been harping on. What are some of the things you've tried to gear in on when it comes to that?
Yeah, I don't think slow start is a fair statement. Like you said, I've looked at it. We've looked at it as a staff. I don't think a slow start. It'd be hard to say that a pick six and then a 3 and out is a slow start. I think it'd be hard to say that you're not starting how you want to start. You always want to get better offensively. You want to be able to go score on the first drive. At a minimum, you want to be able to go flip the field. That has gotten accomplished as the year's gone. We've got to find a way to be more intentful, more detailed in the very, very first drive of the game. There's a lot of things that go into that. Part of that is the actual real time of when the offense gets the ball. And at times, if you start on defense, like last week, you were 2 drives because of a long drive and a pick six and then another drive before you ever touch the field. You know, that's part of it. That sounds like an excuse because it is. and that's not the intent, but we've studied, researched, dug, talked just about to nauseam of how we can make sure that we're detailed and intentful, and we've practiced it. We're going to continue to change our process to make sure that, gosh darn it, that first drive we score. I will say this, it's more important to have one more point at the end of the game than to be able to score on the first drive, and that's going to continue to be the focus as well.
Outstanding.
So, Coach, Friday night will be a great occasion under the lights at Ray J. Flashback Friday with the Robo Bull logo and a night game on ESPN2. What do you think of the whole thing and playing under the lights, especially on a Friday night?
Yeah, I'm so excited to one, be at Ray J again. You know, we walked in the South Carolina State game, and I talked to you before the game, but it felt like it had been months since we had been there. So I'm excited to be back at Ray J. I'm excited to be at home. I know our guys are really excited to be at home. Our guys are excited to be on national TV on Friday night again. We've had some national audiences here through the first month. I think Friday night's unique. Thursday night's unique, but Friday night's really unique because you're playing on TV as every one of their peers is sitting in their hotel rooms, laying in bed, getting ready to go to bed, and you're the only thing on TV. I think that's a different excitement, I think, for the players. Our peers are sitting there watching it too. They're doing the same thing as they're preparing for their Saturday games. So I think there's a different set of eyes and an exciting set of eyes. I'm excited for our fans to be able to see us again as we start conference play. This Flashback Friday is a really, really cool deal. I think it honors the history of this program. It honors certainly the start of this program. I get goosebumps thinking about just we're sitting here looking at a stadium being built, a facility being built, and putting this Robo Bowl on the side of your head. To represent really the first 10 years of this program and this foundation that was laid here that's giving us an opportunity to coach and play football at this great place.
I would advise everybody to check out what Joey did on GoUSFBulls.com. 29 for every year of USF football, 29 questions around that 1997 year. We all remember. I know you did. It was a big one. You're humming this song all the time. 1997, the #1 song was Mo Money, Mo Problems, that kind of thing. It's really cool to remember. But let's get into the conference state of it. I know it's Charlotte this week, and what has happened in the league, looking at what Memphis has done, and North Texas and Navy, it's going to be a challenging haul, and I know you want that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the Bulls.
Of course.
Have done some really cool things as well.
Very cool.
The league right now, you got to throw Tulane in there.
Absolutely.
And their UTSA's done some phenomenal things. There's a lot of parity right now. I think more than anything, there's some high-end coaches in this league that have chosen to stay and build. I think that's one thing that kind of reminds me of my first time in this league, where there was a bunch of coaches that stayed and built programs. There's some phenomenal players, starting with the quarterback position right now in our league. Every one of those teams you named, there's a high-level quarterback playing at a high level right now, and it's certainly exciting. I don't get to watch everybody. You're kind of going 1 week at a time, and now as we get into league play, you're going to see more league teams playing on the other side of the ones you prepare for. But zero surprise when you sit in our conference coaches meetings and you kind of look around the room, and there's high level elite coaches. And you could see, even with the changes that were made a year ago in our league with the coaching staffs, there's really zero tolerance for not continuing to get better within this conference, which I give these ADs credit for. That mediocrity is not acceptable, and it's raised the level of the league as programs have poured more resources into their programs. You've kind of seen programs rise, and you want the level of play in the league to be really, really good as you fight for an opportunity to get in the playoffs. And I think it's really important for our league to have high-level competition.
So USF football has a really cool logo with the U, but now you're putting the Robo Bowl on Friday night. What do you and the players think of this look? I don't know how much you pondered it, but what do you think about what you're going to be wearing on Friday night?
Yeah, have not thought about it at all. But we've worked really, really hard on the branding side of it. You look like we've worked really hard for this Bull U to be the front and center of our program, the front and center of our university, to be honest with you, to make sure as we continue to build a program that everybody can be really proud of, that there's recognizable brand recognition with it. So this Robo Bowl, maybe took a little bit of convincing, but we did it in year one as a kind of an honor to. It was a homecoming game that I've actually blacked out of my memory, but we're going to give it another shake here, and it is. Honestly, it's a throwback to the beginning of this program, which I feel like the longer I've been here, the more people I meet that have taken so much pride into how this whole thing started. And, you know, Leroy Selman and honoring the number 63 was such a big part of it. I get texts weekly from Frank Morsani that I know, like, Frank will be watching, and he's gonna see that, man, like that's what I remember helping jumpstart here and helping build here. But really, more than anybody else, that era of players that started this whole thing and put USF on a map. I think it's really an honor for them as we have Hall of Fame weekend and some other things going on.
Before we wrap it up here, I wanted to get your comments on the new CEO of Athletics, Rob Higgins. Officially, as we're taping this, he hasn't started working yet, but as we all know, he started working.
Yeah, if he hadn't started working yet, I don't know what it's going to look like, because he's the one car I see leaving here. So he's certainly excited to get going. I think the vision's real. I think the level of excitement is real, but I think the substance behind it, this attitude of chasing greatness, this attitude of an elite standard of what an organization should be run like, and honestly, his commitment to creating a real partnership with our staff, understanding that football is the front doorstep of the university, and for a guy that has a degree from here, that grew up here, that has so much pride in this university, it's been exciting to see him go to work and roll his sleeves up. And I actually saw him in shorts the other day.
No way.
Yeah, it was Sunday night, and I'm like, man, like, look, you look like the rest of us now. But no, the excitement is real, the genuineness is real, the human being, the work ethic that I've gotten to know over the last 2.5 years, this service first attitude, but there's a ruthless
Yes.
intent and drive to be elite, and I think it matches so much of what we've tried to do here as a program, and we continue to try to do that as much as people say, man, you can't do that, or you haven't done that, or you shouldn't do that, this kind of attitude of, like, watch me, and I've been really, really impressed so far. I know he doesn't start till, you said today?
October the 1st, right?
October the 1st.
Right.
But hopefully when he starts, it'll be awesome.
Ruthless and elite, those are good things, and I know you're ready to do that in conference play. Good luck on Friday night. Thank you, Coach. Hey, a guy that's pretty elite at quarterback, Byrum Brown, joins us next. Indeed, it is not just Byrum Brown. Let's keep the bees going. The birthday boy celebrated birthday number 21 on Monday.
Big one.
Can I just say this, Caylee? You present yourself, Byrum, as more like a 26 or a 27. It's hard to believe you're 21, but tell us, what did you do on your birthday?
So, just had a normal day and went home. We got a Five Guys burger, so a little Cajun fry, and then a salted caramel milkshake. Add bacon bits in it. It was really good.
Wait a second, you add bacon bits to the
In the
milkshake?
In the milkshake.
That is
Ooh,
an
a
epic,
little
that is an elite move right
Sweet
there.
and savory.
Delicious.
People
Very
make
delicious.
that stuff, but he made it on his own. So that's not a typical fare for you, the burger and fries? Or is
It's typical. But, it just was in the mood for a Five Guys burger, went and got one. And then shout out to Bree, our athletic trainer. She put me on the salted caramel milkshake with bacon bits.
I think we just put a lot of people, starting with me, on the same thing, so that's going to happen. Hey, you've been taking care of business on the field as well. I know the whole people talked about the first 3 games. How do you think you performed? And of course, the last game was pretty memorable as well, as a whole on offense.
Felt like I did my job, which is what quarterback's supposed to do and everyone's supposed to do. So just was able to put the team in positions to go win the game, and obviously things to clean up here and there. But a good first 3 and a good last game as well, and looking forward to this upcoming Friday.
I loved talking to you after the South Carolina State game. You were so excited, and I think I know one of the biggest reasons you were so excited was because you got to see some guys who don't usually get that time, get that opportunity, which speaks to your character and the type of teammate that you are. So how do you think that you've kind of stepped into that role as a leader to watch the young guys come up like that?
You just got to be that role model for them, and then when they get their opportunity, you give them all the support that they give you on a day-to-day basis. So it was really cool to see Gaston go in there, and he made some plays, and I believe Corey Pettigrew got his first catch, and I think that it was just really cool to see a lot of guys go out there and play.
My favorite moment when it came to that was you signaling touchdown, after basically you handed the ball off to Davenport, right? On his first carry, I believe. First actual opportunity. Speak about some of these guys that have been waiting in the wings.
Man, we got some dogs. Depth chart-wise, we're deep. And if one person goes down, another person gonna come up and replace it. So we got a really good team.
We'll get to the wide receiver group, obviously, but the running back room, I love the fact that the three backs did score. And then all of a sudden, Alvon's Mr. Punt Returner. He's actually among the nation's leader from just what he did in that game. Speak about that group.
Oh, wow. Oh, man, I didn't know that. I didn't know that stat.
I got the stats from Brian Singer, so it's 5 for 120, 5 for 110, that's 22 a pop.
Oh, wow. But that group, they're close-knit, just like the last year. So, I believe Alvon and Nakai, they did a really good job bringing in Sam and C5 and into that brotherhood, and they're really a brotherhood type of group within the running back room.
You can tell it.
Post-game, I know we talk about a lot of your playmakers, but a group that is really important to you that maybe not a lot of people talk as much about is this O-line. How confident do you feel with those guys blocking for you?
Very confident. Very confident. Can sit back there, have a steak dinner. I love them boys. And they go out ready to work each and every day at practice and game, and it shows they're a true brotherhood as well. They're connected, and everything that you want to see within the O-line room.
Okay, so you said, first few games you did your job, and you're not going to brag on yourself, but I want you to speak specifically about a couple moments. First of all, one that can lift the team. After watching some NFL games this past weekend and seeing some guys get too leisurely at the goal line, I'm talking about Boise State. You know what play I'm talking about. Finishing off strong, and maybe you were told in certain situations to slide, but you wanted to make a statement there. Take us through that, and it speaks to your physicality and improvement there, right?
Yes, sir. Just with the first game being back out there, getting down to the goal line, and I felt like it could give the team a jolt of energy. So I had seen him coming. He didn't look like he looked like he was about to hit me. So I said, should I do it? And I did it, and then the rest is history from there.
Message sent, man. Good job.
Yeah, so I just wanted to set the tone there.
Your ability to run, your ability to find ways to continue drives. Do you emulate your game off of anyone?
I like watching a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL, but I say, I watch Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar, Joe Burrow. I watch a lot of those guys, and just try to do what I do, but then take bits and pieces of their game. I'm more physical runner than most of them, but I also try to get down and just play within the pocket, just like all of those guys.
Why is the physicality important to you? Because it's so fun to watch the impact from the sidelines, and it's why is that an important part of your game for you?
And I never really knew it was like that key for our team until Coach T.O. came up to me before South Carolina State game and said, Where's some more of that, running over dudes, and I didn't know it had that effect on the defense, and I plan to bring that every single game from here on out, to give the team a jolt of energy. But I'll continue to be smart when getting down.
I knew you were gonna. So be alert, dudes. You might get run over. And the other thing I wanted to mention specifically from the first few games is obviously the end of the Florida game, and in a hostile environment, in a very loud environment. And it wasn't just you, obviously, but could you sort of relive that last drive? And did you have that confidence that it was going to end how it did?
Oh, yes, sir. The goal is to score a touchdown, but, able to go down there just doing all of our jobs, just taking it one play at a time. Shout out Cole Skinner for not overreacting.
There you go.
And then, Alvon and Jaquan had a key block on that. Didn't do nothing stupid. Vaughn made a great play, just guys making plays. And I mean, that's really what football is. All 11 guys, especially on offense, all 11 guys being on the same page. So, you know, just going down there doing our job, exactly what we wanted.
A lot of people got to see you do it and have taken notice of the Bulls. All right, let's get back to the position groups. Chaz Nimrod doing some great things. Keyshawn Singleton, it doesn't stop there with the receivers, but also your ability to improve an already strong area of your game, the deep ball specifically. I know that's been a big thing.
Yes, sir. You know, just connecting with those guys, they make great decisions. They catch the ball. They make me look good. So I mean, I'm just putting in their vicinity. They're going to get it. So at the end of the day, you know, they're the playmakers. I'm just trying to get it to them.
The vicinity, yeah, it's right on the money. Good job. All right, so did you get to? And Coach took us through the whole bye week. At least you got last weekend to maybe sit back and watch some football, or were you just totally serious last weekend? Do you watch games as a player and you break stuff down, or do you get to kick back and watch as a fan per se?
Oh, I 100% kick back and watch it as a fan. You know, just chilled with my roommate Tavin Ward, and we just watched college football. Had some wings, you know. Just had the whole experience.
My man actually eats healthy most of the time.
Now you have a great group of teammates around you. I know you have a great support system in your family.
Yes,
have to mention them because I feel so blessed to have gotten the opportunity to get as close to your family as I have the last 3-4 years and watch how they have supported you. I mean, I think back to the Florida game 3 or 4 years ago when I saw your dad. I think that was when you were a red-shirted freshman, and that was the first time, you know, he kind of yelled at me and was like, let Byrum know I'm here. And, you know, I know your younger brother plays, and between your mom and dad, they always make sure that you both are covered and games are supported. And, I mean, what has that been like for you from your journey from the very beginning to have that so strong with them throughout everything these last years?
It's truly a blessing to just be able to have my family, at least one member of my family, at a game at all times. That's what they preach, just showing up, and you know they've showed up for me and my brother, you know, since we were born, and truly grateful, truly blessed to have them as my parents, and my little brother as my little brother. So shout out to them for, you know, trying to make every single game. I don't think they only missed one because of a hurricane last year, so that was about it.
Phenomenal.
All right, so we had the bye, we had the fun, we had the wings and the 5 guys and the steak dinners with the offensive line. So now it's serious. You're looking at what these other teams in the league are doing. It's going to be an interesting 2 months. What's you and the whole team's mindset going into conference play?
Our mindset is, you know, continue to be us, focus on us, and dive deeper into our process. You know, we've put out some good tape the last few weeks, and you know, we know everyone's gonna be coming for us. So you know, we're not sneaking up on anybody, but you know, we're just going to continue to be us and play USF football.
Keep it up. And one last thing, just to check in, just to confirm, you didn't do anything new to your oral hygiene routine because the teeth are still on point.
Oh, nah.
I was going to say, both of our 7 steps mouthfare routine at night. That was the first thing we ever bonded over. You're still keeping up on it?
Got to.
Okay, good. Same.
Normally I try to look presentable for these shows, but Caylee sitting next to me and Mr. Teeth over here, I almost didn't do my hair, which is, you know. Thank you very much, Byrum.
Thank you so much. Go Bulls.
He and the Bulls will be ready to roll on Friday night against Charlotte. We'll wrap it up here shortly on Bullseye.
Rob Higgins' first win back as a Bull.
Hey, so guys, a year ago, I was diagnosed with cancer, okay? Had no idea it was coming. There was a quote that got me through this entire journey. Adversity doesn't build character, it reveals it. And this team today revealed what their character is based off bouncing back from last week. So now on Monday, I get a chance to live out my dream and become the CEO of athletics for USF. Yes, I look forward to being a great teammate. I look forward to seeing this team's character continue to develop over the season. And we are going to take this athletic department, this football program, and everybody involved to an all-new level. So thank you so much, guys. I look forward to it.
Oh, Rob Higgins got a little oomph to him. It was funny to talk to Coach Golesh about how he's got all this fun experience, but he's also very passionate, as we all kind of are. So a lot of fun. Byrum Brown We love talking to him.
What a
He's
guy.
just a cool leader, isn't he?
No, truly. And to see his journey from when he started to now and how he's evolved over the years and stepped into that role as a leader, and gosh, it's just been super special to see. And he's earned it. He deserves it. He's the type of guy that, deserves all that recognition because that's his character, and he's fun to follow as a player and as a person.
Well, we'll get to see him with the Robo Bull helmet. It is going to be something. And Joey, speaking of something, I really appreciated your work. So let's get more into some of these trivia questions. Actually, before we do that,
I want to see if Caylee can get any
I
right.
was going to say, I was at the first game.
Can we shut Caylee out? That's my goal. No.
I was at the first game. I actually distinctly remember with my twin brother Jason, and we're all like, "Oh, they're going to win every game 80-3." Yeah. What were your thoughts or recollections of the first game? I assume you were there.
Yeah, I was there. I remember interviewing the first person that came through the gate. So I was there early. And
what was your name, Bertha?
Yeah, no, it was I think Dan Rodimer, I believe was his name. Just lost in trivia that this guy came through. But just 80-3, what can you say? It was such an overwhelming show. It was a packed out house. Everybody was excited to have college football back in Tampa. Hard to believe that was, I guess, 29 years ago or whatever. But it was a pretty special night, and again, another unique part of how this program got off the map, and just different than really any program in the country as far as I'm concerned, just the way things got going in '97.
And now, Caylee, what are your thoughts and memories of the first game?
I was a freshly turned 1-year-old. Probably watched it from the cradle or the crib or something.
I was going to say, did they have Channel 44?
I don't remember a 44.
You don't remember?
No.
Yeah, WTOG.
WTOG, Channel 44. Yeah, yeah, it was.
Caylee doesn't remember the game.
Yeah.
I'm going to give her a pass,
I'm
but you're
gonna
going to get to see a lot
brush
of
up.
flashback stuff. Okay, so I like a couple things. First of all, your note that they didn't have a band then. So what did they do?
You want me to give the answer?
Yes.
Yes. Well, they rotated high school bands, which was cool. So all the high school bands in the area got to play for 2 years, and then the Herd of Thunder band came in '99. So the first band, I'm not sure who it was actually that first game, but it was a high school band. So all the high school bands got to be the college band for a night.
That's fun.
Had to go usfbulls.com for an incredible list of questions, and even the multiple choice answers that are intentionally meant to fool you are great too. And if I can give a little plug to the radio side, we will be replaying the Kentucky Wesleyan game and the road trip to Cumberland, which is in itself a memorable broadcast. Yes. It was pretty clear they were not going to go back there.
So I wasn't at this game, but I've heard tales about it. It's a very small, the attendance 1,001 at this game. The coaches were on the top of the press box. And the story I always hear, everybody always tells it, is at some point a wide receiver for the Bulls was lined up incorrectly, and the guy yelled, "Hey, back off the line!" And okay, and he backed. That was the experience of Cumberland.
I remember it was lucky that there was a line that you could actually point to, because trust me, it was a memorable one. But yeah, on Bulls Unlimited on your TuneIn app. So for Joey Johnston, for Caylee Cottrell, I'm Darek Sharp. Thanks for checking us out here on Bullseye, and as always, keep those horns up.